Thank you, Rosenthal. I think all of you all know, I mean, if you're not feeling good any morning and you just want to get yourself feeling good, just go visit Rosenthal. He's always happy. He's always upbeat, right? Yeah, I love that. You know, just before we get started, because I just want to say one thing on the heels of what sad news that Rosenthal gave us. I believe that the only antidote to the misguided outcomes of the growing nationalistic movements around this globe, the only antidote is sitting right here in this room. And we have got to continue to tell the truth. All of us, 42 countries around the world, I hope that's what you're really here for, because that's our highest calling. So, I want to talk today a little bit about newspapers in the post-advertising era. Did you know that we're in the post-advertising era? Maybe you don't think we're in the post-advertising era. I am going to try to set the stage for that. Almost set the stage for that. We're going to go. And then I'm going to have a brilliant panel of people that are going to discuss this topic in lots of different ways. It's not just going to be, are we or are we not? But if we are particularly, what are we going to do about it? Because advertising for so long has been the bulwark of our revenues for most newspaper companies around the globe, and we want to talk about that today. But I know we're here in Austin. South by Southwest wasn't too long ago, so I thought we could start with some music to kind of set the stage. So here we go. Is this going to be the first one? Does that go? Let's see. Are you going to hit it? Am I going to hit it? You had it going. I heard. Okay. Music? Music. No music?
Well, it was there.
You heard that. You know.
Go back and start again.
It should be on that slide.
When you start, it will run.
Just the two of us. Okay, so you know this song. Not very Austin-esque, I don't think. But it is Bill Withers. Some of you all know Bill Withers. Lean on Me, what is great song. Right? So why did I pick this? Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Because that's who just the two of us is today, right? That's one of the reasons we're in the post-advertising era, because they're taking all the goddamn money. That's where all the digital advertising dollars are going. With each passing year, Google and Facebook are tightening their grip on the online ad market. Digiday, display ads are hardly a growth area in digital media, with most of the digital ad pie going to Google and Facebook. We've read about this, right? We think it's just the two of us. I didn't have a song for just the three of us, but this is the problem right there. They are going to be the greatest advertising machine ever known to mankind. Amazon has a plan to become profitable. It's called advertising. They're doing about $3 billion against Google's $67 billion. They're going to take market share from Google and from Facebook and from all of us. They're on the path. Here's just one more. WPP, Publicis, and Omnicom are looking to spend more than $800 million on Amazon advertising in 2018, and 3 years ago, they weren't really even doing advertising. This is going to be a sucking sound that is going to usher in the post-advertising era for the rest of us local media. All right, next song. Of course, The Boss. That's nice. Darkness on the Edge of Town. Song from the same album. Why Darkness on the Edge of Town? Because of all of these things. This is the problem with digital advertising, right? We got privacy issues. It's now Cambridge Analytics, right? That's not going to help. Fake news, proof of performance, environments that we're not really sure where it's going. You probably read the report a couple of days ago, as much as 82% of programmatic advertising is being done by machines. They don't care where it goes. They're just trying to get that target fulfilled. How do you know where it goes? Are bots the ones actually viewing the ads, or is it real human beings? All of these things are issues that digital advertising has working against it beyond the fact that there's just 2 and now 3 big companies taking a huge share of that market. Next.
Can't buy me love.
We all know this song. Beatles releases a single, later came on the Hard Day's Night album.
Can't buy me love.
And You Can't Buy Me Love.
Yesterday Man's Fly.
See it.
Can't buy me love.
Or maybe not.
Buy you.
Hopefully it's
Can't
there.
buy me love.
May have to turn the volume down. There we go. Thank you. So, the point being, it can't buy you love, but it can buy you sustainable profitability, and we need money to do it. After 20 years, what local media company, formerly known as newspaper companies, is paying for its business with revenue from digital advertising? Who in this room is truly paying for their local journalism through digital advertising? Nobody. That's right, nobody. None of us. And we've been working at it for 20 years. 20 years. And now we're finally coming to the conclusion that this isn't the answer. Fewer major publishers of premium digital content now believe display advertising on its own can cover the cost of producing quality content, let alone bring a profit. That's the fundamental issue. It's not that advertising's bad and it's good. It's just never going to be sufficient. And Rosenthal knows I was here 5 and 7 and 8 years ago preaching this same message that it's okay, digital advertising, but it's never going to be the solution. And I'm so grateful that I think our industry is now embracing this notion, and that's only going to put more people up against how we solve it. May we be facing a future where we should be setting print advertising at 0 because it will not be a profitable exercise to make it. This is Mark Thompson, the CEO of the New York Times. I'm sure you read that. Pretty provocative statement, but I think it's probably right. I know some newspapers that have already created budgets for the future based on no national advertising and then diminishing their local advertising to say, how do we survive? How do we make it financially? This is what we're up against. Throughout the news business, attempts to monetize online traffic by offering free content paid by advertising have proved disappointing. That's to say the least. The very ubiquity of digital advertising has proved disappointing, and that's Dan Kennedy from the Neiman Lab. This, again, is the problem. It's just, it hasn't worked, y'all, and it's not going to work at scale that we need to support our journalism. Advertising will decline by 30% in the next 5 years, and you saw Tabakwala say this big headline, pretty provocative. You know, is it going to go down by 30% in the next 5 years? I don't know. But I'll show you something in the end that will indicate to you where it is going and where the dollars might be going for us locally and what we should be focused on. So I picked this because it's not only the band Boston, it's a good feeling because, at least in the U.S., there's one example of one company that has success, the local Metro, not the New York Times, not the Wall Street Journal, the Washington Post, but the Boston Globe with roughly 100,000 paid digital subscriptions, $18 million in revenue. And remember this, and this is the fundamental point, I think, of why we want to focus on paid digital subscribers, because they have a marginal cost of nearly 0. Adding one digital paid subscriber costs nothing, and adding 100,000 costs virtually nothing. All your infrastructure is there. Your journalism's already being produced. Some marketing, some data analytics, some data scientists, you're going to need that. But relative, this is high margin revenue, much higher than what you get out of programmatic advertising that has a cost of goods sold of 40% and more. So this is why I think the industry is moving all of their top of their strategies over to this and ushering in again that end of the advertising era and into the reader revenue era. Y'all know great buoy. This is all buoy changes. And I think it's pretty obvious why we have changes. With the increasing inability of digital advertising dollars and so much of a publication's success placed in the hands of giants like Google and Facebook, publications have to explore new avenues. That's what we have to do. Today, no CMO wants to talk about banners. What they want to talk about is services, experiential, strategy, creative. In the new world order, media is the downstream thing that may or may not be a part of the package. Publishers will enter 2018 more focused than ever on diversifying their sources of revenue streams away from display advertising. I want to leave you with two things today. Number one, let's quit calling our customers advertisers. Advertising is a subset of a much larger marketing budget. And you have the relationships and the opportunities to earn other parts of that marketing budget. Call them marketing customers. Talk to them about marketing. Don't just talk to them about advertisers. And when we call them advertisers, we're limiting our thinking and we're limiting our opportunity to get a larger share of their marketing budget, which we can earn. Here is the chart I'm going to end on. This is from Burrell. The bottom line is local advertising. The top line is local promotions and marketing, or what we call local marketing services. You can see that basically advertising as a source of local revenue, at least in the United States, is flatlining. And where's all the growth? It's coming from marketing services. And so I hope you'll hear today from our panelists, happy to talk about it myself, about what the Dallas Morning News has been doing with marketing services. It now represents 40% of our advertising and marketing services pie. We continue to diminish the part that is advertising. And I think this is where I hope a lot of you all are today, or if not, where you're headed.